Oh my God. Welcome to Stream Queens, the pod.
I'm Julia.
I'm Erin.
She is the Emmy Award-winning producer behind your favorite television shows.
And she is the indie darling of the Tribeca Film Festival, the princess of Bushwick alt comedy.
This is homegrown misinformation and rage bait by the Bushwick intellectual class.
Yes.
And we are...
We're roommates. We watch stuff together and we review it, we describe it, we analyze it, and we give you an in-depth film school-esque reporting of whatever it is we watch this week. And of course, if you've been following along with the Stream Queen's journey, you already know we are watching The Traitors.
And if you haven't been, lucky you, thanks for being here.
Yeah, welcome. We hope you're caught up with The Traitors. We got 2 new episodes this week. We got episodes 4 and episodes 5, and we...
Absolutely Peacock just dumping Traitors.
They're just doing kind of whatever.
It's not one question I would ask to the C-suite at Peacock is, hey, is your mom or dad home? Children.
No, it is. You made a good point too. You were like, why would they make, there's a couple things about the Peacock platform. Why would they make their most popular show? Why would you give us 5 episodes in 2 weeks as opposed to making it take longer so we're members of your platform for longer? 2, why would it be impossible to find? Like when you open the app, why the next episode of The Traitors, the only show on Peacock, isn't the first thing?
It should be top 5 on Peacock today. Traitors, just all 5.
Literally.
2 episodes. Do you want to start with episode 4?
Yeah, let's start with episode 4. These were really some jam-packed episodes, but let's just kind of go through each of them and give them each the space that they deserve, despite what Peacock would have you believe. These are 2 separate episodes, and we'll treat them as such.
Yeah, they're worthwhile in their own right.
They could have had a week to themselves, but that's neither here nor there.
Not up to us.
Not up to us.
Mm-hmm.
So we started the breakfast table, episode 4. Caroline has been murdered face to face by the Traitors, and they're all walking in, and like this is when we start comparing stories of the people who are supposedly tied to the tree by the Traitors. One of which, of course, Lisa Rinna.
I also want to mention that they seem to be in dire straits over at the castle because there's a panic every morning about the availability of smoked salmon.
I know. I think they're like, do you think they're doing kind of a game where each week they're giving them less and less smoked salmon to keep raising the tensions?
If not, take note, producers, for next season.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got a troubling predicament, which is that 4 people, now 3, have been the victim of this tied secret attack.
Yeah.
And the rest of the faithfuls, as they're receiving them, are ready to interrogate as fuck. So you said that.
Yeah.
So kind of repeating back to you
the thing that I said. Well, it is an interesting play on how do you handle an interrogation, right? Because it's the game going in is definitely okay, well, we have to see, do these stories match? Because if any of these people were a traitor, they wouldn't have been had the same experience.
Yes.
And so Ron comes in first of people who tied to the tree, who is not being treated well.
No, is not being treated well and is not doing himself any favors, is kind of short.
The light has left his eyes in a way that's really disheartening to watch. And I feel so bad for him.
Yeah, and these kind of vultures are circling,
and they don't trust him. Even he's the first one to open his mouth, and they already don't believe his story, even though it's perfectly exactly what happened. But then Lisa comes in, and she's
the trap is laid for Lisa. She is coming in with 10 mouse traps on each toe, like one on each, and clanking in. And doesn't seem to know or expect that the group might be curious about
how it went last night. Yeah. She didn't prepare for this, but she also did the classic thing that I think a lot of people do when they're lying, which is over-explain and add detail. You know what I mean? Because I do that too. And I have a lot of friends who do that. When you're running late or not going to make it, so you have a story of the 10 or 12 things that happened to get you in that position.
Yeah.
And I feel like she was totally just over explaining herself.
Down to the type of tree that she was tied to.
Yeah, she's describing the type of tree, and it's that's not what they're asking. They want
right.
Did you get any hints on who the traitors were? Is kind of the real point of the question.
Right.
But so she's treating it like a guilty person. She's being interrogated like a guilty person to me.
I want to just, as a criticism, eyewitness accounts, notoriously unreliable,
Sure.
contradictory, flawed. And now you've got 3 separate eyewitnesses, all of whom were blindfolded.
So then we go to the mission.
Yeah.
The mission this week is fun. Big burning effigies, very scary. I love the added kind of things of like you have to yell the person's name who's going to lose their shield.
Yeah.
Like we got a lot of fun choreography moments in this mission. Like I really just got to give it to the challenge producers. Like these missions are really like fun to watch. Like we got to see Rob pick up Maura, say you need a ride, and then we got the best line from Alan Cumming ever of the what about Dorinda? She hasn't had a ride in a while.
Just so pleased with himself on
I just
that
did
delivery.
I just looked in the camera. I hated it.
Yeah, it's fun to spike the camera, which I'm doing, by the way, if you're watching on video on Spotify or YouTube. Hey, y'all.
I know she's doing it all the time in a way that like I'm always kind of looking at Julia, but she's acknowledging the third person in the room, which is you, the viewer, on a regular basis.
Well, it's us.
It's all we all do this together.
I love Moira is impressed by Rob's physical prowess in a way.
As we all are.
He's so hot I can't even look at him.
No.
And when I am looking at him, I'm impressed by how fast and strong he is in a way that it's like actually that kind of second grade competition. I'm with a girl who's very fast and strong right now, and I'm like, hi. Like I'm popular because my girlfriend's fast.
Oh my God, of course. Like having a fast and strong person, like that's very sexy traits.
Yeah, and Rob is using this doll of a woman ostensibly to cover his same-sex attraction.
Well, that is a theory we have posited before. Yeah.
One thing that we certainly noticed in the challenges is the crew's inability to act as a cohesive unit. And you mentioned this in the cars when they were having on one challenge an allegiance to who they rode to the challenge with.
Yes, they have all of these like almost like proximity allegiances. I noticed like where it's like, and in the missions, they get split up into somewhat arbitrary teams, or they have to pick their own kind of arbitrary teams. But then they get really aligned with their team within the larger group in a way that seems unnecessary to me. It's a bit mind-boggling because it's like there's still a larger game at play. These teams are relatively arbitrary. You're all playing for the same thing, which is to get more money in the pot. So the fact that you like are aligned with the 4 people you happen to be with in this one game, and it may not be the same team you're with next game, gets a little bizarre because it's baffling. And it gets them into these situations where like there's a lot of pettiness that comes out because people like at first they're doing like real gameplay, right? People are like, oh, we're getting rid of Ron's shield for sure. I think everybody in the game would have agreed on that. They're all suspicious of him, right? But then by the time like I think Tara goes, we're kind of running out of people. She gets Michael out. Michael finds out that Tara picked his, so he's like, now I'm picking Tara, and now we're just kind of fighting team against team.
No, like whatever just happened to them, they're responding to.
People are taking this stuff very, very personally, which I kind of get. I'd be mad, but I'm like, are you mad at, like, I don't know, maybe it's a don't hate the player, hate the game situation where I'm kind of like, well, Tara had to pick somebody. Like, why are you mad at her?
Misogyny.
Oh.
Yeah, it speaks to the larger issue amongst the group is that we're not good at thinking forward and looking big picture. And hence we get petty, we fall into false allegiances, like who we sat next to at breakfast, and confuse that for maybe not confuse that. I do genuinely think sometimes there's just heat of the moment for these people, and it's right here in their little faces.
Yes, and I think this will actually like Ron is a good example of this, and I think he brings it up like at the castle or otherwise. Like it's such a popularity game, and they're really like people, if you don't like someone, you start accusing them of being a traitor when that's not really the game, right? Like they're getting really, in terms of how likable anybody is determining whether they think they're a faithful or a traitor. Like Ron obviously has like not a big social battery, and he has this really like sad scene where he's talking about like, you know, I'm not an always on person, and I didn't realize how much sometimes being off would hurt me in this game. And I think like, a lot of introverts can relate to that. I can't personally, I'm always on, but like I imagine I've seen people be off and it does seem genuine to them.
Yeah, Ron's behavior did have me Googling like what sort of neurodivergence he might be living with.
Do we know?
His dad was autistic, and he's been really outspoken and positive about that. So I commend Ron for, in that way putting the spotlight on the autism community. This was AI,
Absolutely.
so
What was AI?
what I'm quoting, the result.
Oh,
the
like
search
just
result.
the Google AI?
Yeah.
I trust that
Okay.
implicitly.
Well, do your own research. We always encourage you all
Do your own research. Seriously, folks.
Yeah, so Ron is Ron is struggling with his social battery, but it does bring a question about how much you can engage or show of yourself in the castle, because he
Yeah.
is really suffering from being isolated.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a friend in the castle.
He doesn't have a friend, so he doesn't. And so when he's got these theories and stuff, he has no one to really share it with because he doesn't have a buddy. Like everybody else has like a buddy, but I see too how that's like danger in this game. You don't know if your buddy's a fucking traitor. Like, and that's the thing. It's like it's not the person being the most off-putting is not automatically a traitor, and I think that's what we're missing in the castle a lot.
Yes.
And of course, as usual, we are falling victim to the leadership of a
charismatic gay guy.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
last season it was Dylan. He's a straight guy, no?
Dylan, I don't remember that. Hot still.
Still hot. Yeah. They
Yeah.
occupied a similar space, irregardless of sexuality.
Got it.
But yes, like Colton is definitely like becoming as Michael would say, a failed ringleader.
Yeah, Colton is kind of brazenly and openly whipping votes.
Yeah.
He's going to every group. He's saying to everyone, here's our charge. I don't know where Tiffany happens to be at this moment. Perhaps in the bathroom when he runs around and is like, so we're going
for Tiffany.
We're going for Tiffany, which it does. There's something to be said about his behavior, though. To me, it was feeling Pilot Pete from last episode, where I was like, look, if you're competent and running a team and you're a charismatic, kind of influential, as we see he sways votes, white dude.
Yeah.
Like, we're going
to listen to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I get it. I do it all the time.
Well, yeah, I mean, look at your birthday party list.
Look at the guest list at my birthday party. Look no further. I'll do anything those boys tell me. But like Colt, I don't know. I just like, I don't think that's how I would do it. I feel like I'm much more of a like individual conversations person. Like Colton is very openly being like, I'm going to go, hey, I've had this conversation with you, Jam Jam. I'm going to go to the other room and start telling everyone. And we'll just kind of do it to a big group in a way that it's suspicious, no?
It's suspicious, and it also is, he suffers from that when you love to talk and not have a conversation, you're the two rams in Ice Age going, no, you shut up, and then it echoes back. Like, that's who Colton is to me. But I do think there is, either way, you need the preparation ahead of time. I think rather than just trying to launch into something at roundtable, though that is attacked.
Well, that is attacked. We see multiple. I mean, we see it with Eric in this episode. Like Eric does not reveal.
Yeah, we get to the round table.
Like the laugh heard around the world. Eric's been sitting on this all day, and it only just so happens to be aligned with Colton's theory. That is really the nail in Tiffany's coffin, and that was such a hard round table to watch. And it's like we always have to remind ourselves watching this show.
Please.
They don't know what we know. I'm always reminded, I have to keep constantly reminding myself so I don't get angry that I'm like, oh, right, I know who the traitors are and they genuinely don't know.
Right. I'm like, why are they acting like idiots?
Why are they being so fucking stupid? And then I'm like, oh, right, because they don't know what I know.
And even with what we do know, it's still hard to answer these questions of like, what would you do?
I know, because Tiffany obviously is playing like a really good game, and it's really unfortunate that this kind of happened to her.
I do take issue though. I think it's really limiting and like pigeonholes a person, or like kind of shuts down other theories. That Tiffany is like, I have 3 people in mind. Here's who they are.
Yeah.
None of whom were traitors, by the way.
Yeah,
which is an issue, and as comes up not just for Tiffany but other players too, is they get something set in their mind and then they're not really looking for more information. And as you pointed out, the other players are reading it as suspicious.
Well, totally, because they're going, like, I think Tiffany's a really good strategist, but her intuition is off. And a lot of people are playing based on intuition in a way that I'm like, is that working for us? But maybe, I guess, I don't know. But then I look at my life and I go, intuition is certainly my guiding principle. And I'm often right. Like,
right. I wonder what these people's hit rate is in their real life.
yeah, that's what I wonder too. Because I think if I was on this show, like, I gotta say my hit rate is I'm batting like 99 for sure in terms of like vibe checking.
Yeah. What is difficult though, like when you're talking about with your friends and in your real life, you know these people and you know what their baseline is.
Yes.
That's another difficulty of these strangers, and it is like how you act on, the relationship that these people have to each other is their public persona that they may or may not have seen of the other person.
Right.
Clearly, Colton has watched Housewives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Queen. And then the idea of like, how do you behave in the castle? And this very weird thing because everyone's under a microscope. And like you said, when you're a little bit weird or perhaps neurodivergent or queer,
they're coming for you.
Yeah.
They're fucking coming for you.
Yeah.
For sure.
Start running.
Okay, but the other thing we do get I think it's on the way to the round table, is something good comes out of Michael Rapaport's mouth.
Finally.
Michael Rapaport
Something good
is happening in Scotland.
Your voice is so pretty on this medium. I just have to say it is.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, Michael Rapaport, Michael Rapaport.
Hunk Theorist.
Hunk Theorist.
Michael Rapaport presents us with Hunk Theory, that one of the hunks, Rob, Colton, or Stephen Coletti.
Which...
Lucky him to be included.
You said he must be thrilled to be included in the list of hunks.
He must be thrilled to be included because he keeps, even episode 1, Stephen Coletti keeps trying to associate himself with us because he's like, okay, so the big strong guys like, me, Rob, and Colton, and I'm like,
you and your 2 grandsons.
Maybe it's Rob and Colton. I'll love to Stephen Coletti.
No, but I guess for it to be hunk theory, it's better for there to be 3 hunks.
Yeah. That's a better sample size for
even
sure.
if Stephen Coletti is potentially a reach.
Yeah.
And generally, as a note, flying directly under the radar for me, like he's like, I'm getting nothing from him.
Totally. Yeah. So we got a taste of hunk theory.
Which is that, and the theory has legs. Thick tree trunk legs
covered in light wash overalls. No, Rob Roush. Yeah, at least we still have Rob Roush, despite having to say goodbye to our sweet Tiffany. I think that's the first time on the Traitors, Celebrity Traitors, I've ever seen where someone goes, I actually needed this money.
Yeah.
Because that's usually not how we're playing. These are all we're supposed to believe, rich people. And so to see someone be like, I actually needed this and y'all are making a mistake, and everybody, like, you could feel it in everybody saying like, I'm so sorry, Tiffany.
No, but I do think that the group maybe was uncomfortable with her economic
insecurity
situation.
And let's just get rid of her now because I don't want to deal with this later.
No, they were like, ooh. That's
uncomfy. Yeah, this is Celebrity Traitors. But Eric's fucking thing was such a glaring, I would have had to follow that too. Say, I heard your laugh, Tiffany, is so crazy. But I just wonder if like the laugh thing, is that going to keep coming up because they don't do it in the next episode? But I'm like, okay, let's use a process of elimination. Like Eric was wrong that it was Tiffany's laugh. But so whose laugh was it?
Right, he heard a laugh, presumably.
And presumably Candace, Lisa. Like, I'm like, are we listening to people's laughs? Like, who was it then? If it wasn't Tiffany, if you're so sure.
Right. Oh, my God. And Rob Roush to say, I've listened to the man's music. He knows pitch. No, you
haven't, Rob.
I'm like, what band is he in? Is he a solo act?
I think he's a solo act.
Exactly.
Well, I am glad they gave us another episode.
No, we got to have a short little nap over the course of the evening, wake right up, get back into
the next episode.
Yeah. Episode 5 begins and we get a brief shot of Fergus creeping around. He's on shore leave from RuPaul's pit crew. And good morning, rise and shine.
Rise and shine, folks.
Everyone has a bright, big, stretchy morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Have you seen a video of Michael slurping down those eggs from a
trough?
Yeah, from a trough, like shoveling it into his mouth.
His vegetable dinner.
Vegetable dinner. I'm eating my vegetable dinner. Me, Michael Rapaport, eating my vegetable dinner.
No, I'm like, Michael Rapaport, you will always be famous. A man I have not known before and will forget about after.
Absolutely.
But sometimes you don't know what you got until it's gone.
I can believe they killed Monet, but like, it's just, what a bummer. And it just makes me sad because I think we had so much more to see from Monet. And I understand why the Traitors did it. I understand that Monet said Lisa's name and luckily only said it to Candace.
Which...
Candace is really, really good at this game because everyone trusts her.
And that's the thing that I think that you have to be as traitor, right? Is like maybe not necessarily somebody that the entire group believes, but what you build on is the individual conversations, the individual trust.
Yes.
So that when you're sitting there in that room, there's not a question.
Totally.
Because people are telling you their secrets when they really should not have.
No, it's kind of crazy, like how good Candace is because she's just like, I think Candace, like, she's playing the game as a faithful.
Yes, and in terms of a lesson in that strategy, it's really strong.
It's really strong because she's not always even voting for. She's not always voting with the group, right? She's been on Ron for a couple episodes and it doesn't come off. It comes off very faithful behavior.
She got lucky in that she wrote down Ron at one of the early round tables, if not the first, and that the group continues to suspect him.
Yes.
Because it is this dedication toward what is ultimately going to, be a faithful.
Totally, because she keeps protecting other faithfuls, right? She didn't vote for Tiffany. I don't think she voted for Portia. Like she hasn't really made these mistakes, which is only further serving to make her a trustworthy person. Like she's not like,
I'm really proud of her.
She's amazing. But breakfast, Monet's dead. We are disappointed in all the Traitors for that decision.
Big morning for Dorinda. Good morning, Dorinda. She kind of caught up on one of the biggest pop culture history moments of the past decade.
Well, yeah, and that actually started with Natalie looking over at Rob, kind of being like, hey, Rob, Colton was once a heterosexual on a dating show. Now he's gay. Do you have any thoughts on that? And then Dorinda takes the spotlight and is like, oh, what? I had no idea. I guess nobody knew that that's Colton's kind of backstory, was that Colton was in the closet and on The Bachelor. But
Natalie, thanks for bringing that up though, and really kind of being like, does that sound like maybe
something
Rob
you'd be interested in
doing?
Yeah, I'm curious about it.
I really am liking Natalie. I'm unfamiliar with her work beforehand.
I'm unfamiliar with her work, but I'm liking Natalie for sure.
And somebody who has a very strategic point of view.
Yeah.
And kind of is doing some soft power, including potentially brokering a love connection
between Rob and Colton, which is what I'm gunning for throughout the season, and she seems to be helping my cause.
She's doing Hunk theory in praxis.
Yes, exactly.
You awakened me to some sort of deep dark when
that there are more skeletons in Colton's closet than just being a gay guy.
Yeah, not only is he a gay guy,
he's also a stalker,
right?
Harasser.
Yep.
For those who are not aware, Colton Underwood, the woman that won The Bachelor, was his girlfriend for like a year, and then they broke up, and then I guess he wouldn't stop harassing her. She files a restraining order on him. He's texting her from all kinds of different phone numbers, texting her friends and family, puts an air tag on her car, as far as I understand it. Really just kind of terrorized this woman for a period of time before coming out as gay. And then once he was gay, it seems he was largely, if not forgiven, certainly forgotten.
Yeah, if you happen to be closeted gay and you can use it to distract from your allegations of abuse of women, I would recommend it.
I guess I would too. It's working really well. Like I am seeing people talk
You could be on the
about
Traitors.
it, but
Yeah,
they're
what are
not.
people saying?
People are talking about it people want him off the show. I mean, people are talking about it for sure. But
Yeah.
from what I understand, he's been on other shows before this.
And does anyone bring up the
Yeah, people want him off the show because of the allegations. And I saw Demi, who was on Colton's season of The Bachelor.
Yeah.
She's talking about this a lot. She's kind of a neurodivergent influencer is her thing.
Yeah.
Because where she actually came
She
out
influences
post-Bachelor,
the
she came out
neurodivergent.
as gay and autistic.
Perfect.
And so that's the community she's reaching toward. But
Yes.
she's kind of loudly on her channel telling them like, hey, like Colton really did abuse my friend. And he keeps getting work. And she even was like, he keeps booking shows. And now is on the Traitors, like the biggest show you want to be on. And she hasn't booked anything. So what's that about? How's that fair? And I'm like, well, maybe she's not as good of TV, but it's still bad. But then again, I don't know. Now we've opened a whole can of worms because now I'm like thinking, I'm like, well, what do I think about cancel culture and whether, you know, doing bad behavior in your life and hurting people, does that bar you from being on television in the entertainment industry?
I think it's
don't know.
a prerequisite that often, as that person said, gets you work.
It gets you work. And I think it's like, it's just, and it's what I always say about cancel culture. It's like when we start to single out one person and say they shouldn't work anymore because of their abuse that they've inflicted on other people, I'm like, okay, if we're going for one, we have to go for all of them. There's no TV left, folks. I'm just saying, we said this about, we're both obviously Ellen DeGeneres apologists. And we said this about them too. It's like, okay, Ellen's not allowed to yell at PAs and interns. Like, okay,
I am preying on her comeback. Yeah.
when are we coming for all the other, you think every other late night host is not doing that?
They are.
So how many former bachelors?
Well, right, and this isn't a
I
problem
don't know.
endemic to and television and entertainment. When I cheekily asked, you know, if you can come out as gay, it's like you can be on the Traitors. You don't even have to come out as gay, and you could be the Supreme Leader of the U.S.
Of course. Yeah, it's amazing.
Keep that in mind.
So keep that in mind. So breakfast really opened up a can of worms for Colton and for us there even for a minute. That took us in a direction, but let's get back focused. Let's get on task. Let's go to the mission.
Yeah, and I think just to clarify our point of view is that Stream Queens would like just formally our position is that even if you are gay, we strongly condemn violence and abuse of women, even if you're gay.
I agree with that.
And sometimes gay particularly guilty of this.
What? You heard it here for
We're all thinking it.
We're all thinking
I'm
it.
Michael Rapaport.
Me, Michael Rapaport, Hunk Theorist.
Our love connections with the challenge producers of this show continues to develop with the Fountain Game.
They are amazing. The challenge producers on the show are so innovative and smart and fun and like really like they're so visually interesting. They've gotten less I'm less confused. In previous seasons, the games were so complicated that it was like trying to explain how to play a game. It was me explaining White Elephant.
Which
way
for the
overcomplicated.
definitive rules we see online.
Yeah, of course. But that TikTok got 2 fucking million views. Anyway,
Hey y'all.
mostly negative.
Negative views.
Mostly negative views. But the games are like this season, like easy to understand, interesting to watch visually, and also like are really raising dramatic stakes in an interesting way. Like this game, them finding the coins in the fountain, having to bring the coins to the statues having shields in them. We were having a lot of questions in it because
you to the point of stakes and just like the challenges is I believe they gave them 20 minutes for this task, and you can see like when they're using the wide angle lens to try and capture the field that you have to run across.
Yeah.
Like this was a physically demanding activity that was all or nothing that did as a viewer have me wondering, will they complete this in time?
Yes, and the stakes left a lot of mystery because if one person takes a shield, nobody is safe. And that's a huge. So I'm in on this game, and then like them looking through the blood fountain was obviously sick, and like The coins, though, we were like, the pacing was so perfect because
Yes.
basically all the first statues that were found had one shield in them.
Mm-hmm. And in groups of 4, because you're
Yes.
with 3 witnesses.
Exactly. Nobody's going to take a single shield. But they wait for the final 2 groups of 4 and the final 2 statues. Both have 4 shields in them. And then the group has to decide. And so we were
Yes.
wondering, I'm like, that could be editing, that they showed us the other statues first. And then they cut to the statues with 4
Right.
shields. Or it could have been produced in the moment because they were having a lot of trouble finding the last
Couple coins,
right?
yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, maybe they didn't put that coin in the fountain until a certain point because they wanted that to be last. Or the
Yeah.
shields in the statues, like, when did they place them, right? Like,
Right. I like the idea that perhaps like they had Rob walk by Johnny Weir looking in the fountain and then just threw a coin in.
right. Like, and they could have, though. Like, I just wonder, like, how do they produce, and is it all editing in terms of the order of the drama?
I want to know
is
how.
it
Yeah, I want to know how much
live?
God is there. How much live God producing is happening.
I
Because
really would love to get behind the scenes of that show. Once again, I'll put it out there. Peacock, the Traitors team. If I see you guys at the Emmys again this year, I will be approaching. I want to work for this show really bad.
No, y'all should collab for real.
Seriously.
Okay, so we have that to look forward to, certainly.
Yeah, and then just get more intel that I would share with all of you, unless, of course, my contract forbade it, in which case we could never cover the show again.
And it certainly would, but maybe they could work something out for you so you could continue to do the podcast.
That would be nice.
Yeah, but great games, great challenges.
And we still actually don't know the results. By the end of the episode, we still don't know if shields were taken or not. And
Right.
that's cool.
And so kind of with tension like that, you're going to want to go have decompression castle time for sure.
Absolutely. But what this castle, like the castle time in this episode, not really decompressing. Like literally it's like very aggressive. And I think we're dealing a lot with like, I mean, when Hunk theory bites back, you know what I mean? Like Colton and Michael are going the fuck at it.
The hunks are not going to go quietly into that good night.
No, they're going to yell at me, Michael Rapaport, egg slurper, Hunk theorist, and
while Colton is victimized this episode and plays the victim very well and gets a lot of sympathy from the other players, I think deservedly so. On closer review
of the footage.
Colton is goading the fuck out of Michael Rapaport.
Yes, Colton is playing games with Michael Rapaport and trying to entrap him, and he's got a smirky little smile on his face while he does it. He wants nothing more than to gaslight Michael Rapaport into entrapping himself in a falsehood.
Jane has a friend who's really short and would go up, just said like when drunk at bars, would go up to like big dudes and like rile him up to the point where they were like get ready to fight him, and he'd be like, "You can't hit me, I'm a little guy, I'm just little." Like that was Colton being like, Michael Rapaport, fuck you, like you're sneaky.
Yeah.
And then Michael Rapaport was like, again, when you poke the bear, you're gonna get growled.
Totally. And I just like, I don't know, it brings up the question, like I don't know, I think in the castle, before Michael goes off the round table, in the castle, he's making some points. Like, Colton, maybe you should be humble after you were wrong. Because I just look at the difference between, say, Colton and Ron.
Yeah.
Ron
Both of
has
whom
been
voted for somebody who was a faithful and also led kind of the charge against them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that when you look at Colton and Ron, like, Colton is consistently doing the same thing Ron is still paying for from his mistake in episode 1, getting out Portia. Colton's doing it every week and nobody's looking twice at him. And like Ron is still paying for that mistake. And they're all handling it in different ways. Like Ron is kind of shut down and is eliciting sympathy. Colton is barreling forward and just throwing out more blind accusations. Eric also did the same thing, and he seems to have lost a lot of self-trust and is getting, it just feels really guilty. And it's like, how do you reckon with making a mistake in the show? Like Ron says that language at some point is like, this is what it feels like to make a mistake in this game. And I'm like, how do you come back from making a mistake here? Like when you're wrong about somebody, because people suspect that maybe you're a traitor and you're playing a game, but also like, even when you're faithful, like you're often wrong, and these people
You're mostly wrong.
These people are certainly mostly wrong. I mean, they have not even been close.
No, and
it's amazing they got Donna Kelsey out.
By the grace of God, they got Donna Kelsey out.
Yeah.
I in those 3 competitors, we do really get to see the full fight, flight, or freeze in Colton, Ron, and
Eric. Yeah.
Eric with the magic ears.
The magic ears. Oh my God. Should we talk about this fucking round table?
This bombastic round table, which chat, LMK, if I'm using that word correctly,
Bombastic.
or Rob Roush.
Rob
I know that
Roush.
you have a penchant for vocabulary. If you would like to let me know.
If I'm using the word bombastic correctly.
Yeah, if you want to commiserate a little bit, at Stream Queens the Pod on all social platforms.
I literally just said our full address, which is 3 in New York 11237.
And if you're receiving this, if you're hearing that, you are Rob Roush.
Rob
We'll
Roush.
see you soon.
Yeah. Yeah, Michael at this round table, I mean, I can't even imagine how much worse it was
to be in
real life, because I imagine they shoot that for an hour or so, like to get that much stuff going on. Like, I can't imagine how bad it must have gotten for multiple people at that round table. Like, to hear Ron, I actually don't know if this is this one or the last one, but to hear Ron having to say, like, I go where I'm wanted, I go where I'm loved.
Yeah.
What the fuck was said before that to get you to that place that you're saying that at the round table? And then this too, like where Michael goes in this round table, I'm like, what is leading up to this? Like that, there must be so much context around it.
Mm-hmm.
And what we heard, I'm like, I bet it's not even the worst of it. I bet it's what's safe for TV.
Right.
Like for Michael to say, like, who can keep a secret better than you, Colton?
Which I have not. Michael Rapaport's outburst at the round table in Gay Panic, when his Hunk theory became Gay Panic.
Yeah.
I have not had a moment in viewing television, in which my mouth went agape in a while.
Yeah.
That was jaw-dropping. That was incredible television. And it hit. And then you can see, like you're saying, it rippled around.
I mean, you see
room.
Johnny Weir.
Thank you, Johnny Weir.
Oh my God, just immediately just locks into like, this is now about something else. And that the whole table really just says, look, we don't care if you're a traitor or a faithful.
Mm-hmm.
This is not cool with us. You're fucking out of here.
And it is, what Michael Rapaport identifies is he's like, I'm feeling isolated, scared, and alone, and you are all ganging up on me. And it is, in addition to like him getting blowback from being a massive dick, this is like the first time in a person like this life where he's facing consequences from his action. And also it's probably the first time that he's in a minority where all gay people and women get to be like,
yeah,
you don't get to sit here. You don't get to sit here because you keep calling Colton Underwood a fag.
Yeah.
Even though he's really an abuser, allegedly.
Right.
Do you think there's value in, like, is it a smart play in the game to eliminate somebody?
A bad faithful?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I think the bad faithful theory that like has been explored in this game is like being a bad faithful is just as like, I think it's actually better to get a bad faithful out than a traitor, because this early in the game, we already know from previous seasons, and they do too because they've watched it. If you get a traitor out, not Donna because she's a secret traitor, but if you get a regular traitor out,
right,
they recruit a new traitor. And they'll tell you about it. Like, there's not a huge incentive to getting a traitor out early. There's actually more incentive to dwindle down the faithfuls who are deterring and distracting the game, and also who are, frankly, easy targets, right? Like, it's like, get rid of the people who everybody thinks are a traitor because they're actually, like, not helping the game. They're distracting, confusing you. Like, Michael's behavior, yes, his wild finger pointing, but also just his general, like, sucking the air out of the room is not helping anybody play this game, because he attracts so much attention that you can't pay attention to other people. Unless
you're the traitors, in which case Michael Rapaport is a big help.
Totally. When it's like what we talked about last week, like this game is really, you are protecting yourself from two very different end games.
Yep.
You don't want to be killed and you don't want to be banished. The best way to not be killed is to be loud and draw a lot of attention to yourself and have people think you're a traitor. They're never going to kill someone with accusations about them because that's helpful to the traitors. But being quiet and meek and not really sharing your opinion, that has you really in danger of getting killed because you are unassuming and they can kill you for various reasons, like, oh, you're a housewife and we're going to break the pattern of gamers and whatever it is. But like, if you're unassuming, you're going to get killed. So it's a really tough game to have to navigate both of those when you're in danger from both sides all the time.
And had there not been a homophobic outburst, the top moments of this roundtable would have still been finger licking good, with Michael Rapaport switching tacks to claiming that the basis on which he made his homophobic comment is not what he actually meant, and then turning to another victim, also gay, and calling him magic ears. Now, Michael Rapaport is the Trump of traitors.
No, it's awesome. It's awesome. Honestly, and I'm glad like Michael Rapaport gets banished, because now we have the space and the breath to get to appreciate all of the nuggets that Michael Rapaport gave us. You know what I mean? It's like how it's like, well, I was going to say, it's like how Trump's not president anymore and he's just like a meme god. Like we just get to watch him be funny. And then I remember, I'm like, oh wait, no, he's still in power.
Yeah, he's doing both.
Crazy. But I'm like, yeah, but how relieved we'll be when he's out of, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, Michael out of the game. I'm like, oh good, now I get to appreciate all the funny stuff you say.
Yeah, and we get to have room for other people to shine, such as Ron Funches telling Dorinda, I don't care about where you live and my family's none of your fucking business.
No, Ron Funches is really playing this is not Alan Cummings' best friend castle.
No, and I wouldn't want to be his best friend based on his behavior.
Do you agree with that strategy though?
To kind of, you set up this idea of like flying under the radar. He is doing that plus this isolationism. He's like, I don't want to connect with anybody. I'm my own little person. And what you do suffer from is that some people play it like it's a team game. This is all for the faithful. This is going to be a game that comes down to 2 and 3 people.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean, however, that you go Ron mode where it's like, I'm looking out for number one. I'm only playing it as an individual, because then until which point it is a few, you are of no use to the other people who are playing it as an individual.
I do wonder, like, as we move forward with this season, like, and the team, some of the things I'm just thinking about, I wonder if Ron can get himself out of this grave. Like, I wonder if he can wake up, have a change. Like, can he get people on his side? Can he try? Will he try? Because I think that's what it's going to take for him. Now that he's yet another banishment where it was sure to be Ron, he's gotten 2 free weeks.
Yeah.
When everybody went into the roundtable wanting to banish him. So I'm like, he continues to be safe. Can he turn this around? I don't know. I think it's possible, but I think it's actually like, it's going to have to happen within him first. They're not going to do it for him.
No, the only thing, as you say that I could think about is he's got to catch a traitor, and even then, that's going to be used as evidence against him.
Yeah. Well, God, this was some good television.
And thank goodness that Peacock is going to let us come up for air next week and just have one episode.
Wow. Imagine that.
Imagine that. How profound is that?
This was Stream Queens the Pod.
I'm Julia Wendt.
I'm Erin McKeon.
You can find us on all podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. We have video elements for all of them. Speaking of video, you can check us out on Instagram and on TikTok at Stream Queens the Pod on all social platforms. If you're looking for a warm place to sit so you can have a nice little potty, you're going to want to head and go and get the Tushy. Go visit Tushy. And what you can use for 10% at 10% at checkout is the code Stream Queens, all one word, for 10% at checkout at Tushy.
Thanks for listening.